All right, welcome back everybody for another deep dive. Today we're looking at an article from Men's Health, and it's a pretty bold claim right off the bat.
Yeah.
They say they found the world's healthiest meal,
Okay.
according to science. Now I gotta say, I'm always a little bit skeptical when I see something like that.
Right.
But the idea of a meal that's so good for you that it basically like guarantees a long and healthy life, I mean, gotta investigate that, right?
Of course, yeah.
So are you ready to break down this
Absolutely.
called super meal?
Yeah, let's get into it.
And see if it lives up to the hype.
I'm excited.
Okay, so this isn't just like some random collection of superfoods.
Right.
The researcher, Dr. Paul Berryman, he had a very specific approach to
You
that.
did. Yeah, he analyzed like over 4,000 health claims
4,000 health claims.
to narrow it down to the most credible 222.
That's commitment to nutrition science.
It is. So
Let's talk about the food. The first course is a salmon terrine and an olive oil salad.
Good.
Now, I love salmon, but what makes this a superfood starter?
Well, you probably already know that salmon's a great source of omega-3 fatty acids, which we know are good for our heart and our brain.
Yeah.
But did you know that those same omega-3s can help you get stronger?
Really?
Yeah, they play a role in muscle recovery and growth.
I never thought of salmon as like my gym buddy before, but I'm all for that.
There you go.
So what about the olive oil? Is that just for taste or is there something else going on there?
Olive oil is much more than a tasty dressing.
Okay.
It's full of these things called polyphenols,
Polyphenols.
which are these powerful compounds found in plants.
Okay.
Think of them like little shields that protect your cells from damage.
So we're getting brain power, heart health, and now cellular protection.
Oh.
All in the first course.
That's right.
I'm glad I like olive oil. Let's move on to the main course.
Okay.
It is a chicken and lentil casserole served with a whole grain roll.
Sounds hearty.
Yeah. What makes this combo so powerful?
Well, this main course is all about smart combinations.
Okay.
So we've got both animal and plant protein here. The chicken provides those essential amino acids that we need. And the lentils offer a plant-based boost. So it's like a 1-2 punch for building and maintaining strong muscles and bones.
And those lentils, they're bringing the fiber too, right?
Oh, you bet. Lentils are a fiber powerhouse, and so are all the vegetables that would be in that casserole. I know everybody talks about fiber for digestion, but it's also linked to some pretty incredible benefits.
Okay.
We're talking like healthier cholesterol levels, better blood sugar control,
Wow.
and even potentially lowering the risk of diseases like certain cancers, heart disease, and type 2 diabetes.
I'm looking at lentils in a whole new way now. So what about the whole grain roll? Is that just there to, help eat the casserole, or does it have a role to play?
No, that whole grain roll is no sidekick. It adds even more fiber to the mix.
Oh.
Plus, it provides those slow-releasing carbs that give you sustained energy.
This meal really is shaping up to be a well-rounded nutritional experience.
So far, this world's healthiest meal. It's delicious, it's satisfying, and packed with nutrients. But there's one course left that has me particularly intrigued.
Okay.
Dessert.
All right.
I was surprised to see dessert on the list.
Yeah.
I always thought healthy eating meant, saying goodbye to the sweet treats. What is this magical dessert?
Get ready for a live yogurt blancmange
Blancmange.
topped with walnuts.
Okay, and you said live yogurt. What is that?
Live yogurt, also known as active culture yogurt,
Okay.
contains beneficial bacteria or probiotics that are great for our gut health.
Probiotics.
So like little helpers in our gut, keeping everything in balance and supporting our overall health.
So not only is this dessert delicious,
Right.
but it's giving our guts some TLC.
That's right.
What about those walnuts? Are they just for texture, or is there something more to them?
Walnuts are nutritional overachievers.
They're bursting with healthy fats, vitamins, minerals, and even antioxidants.
This dessert sounds less like a treat and more like a strategic health intervention. It's pretty impressive, this meal, I gotta say. But is it really fair to call it the healthiest meal ever?
It's a bold claim, for sure.
Right.
I think it's more helpful to see it as like a blueprint for how to create a balanced and nutrient-rich plate.
So not about replicating this exact meal every day, but more about understanding the principles behind it.
Exactly, yeah. This meal highlights the importance of incorporating a variety of food groups, lean protein, healthy fats, fiber-rich carbs, and plenty of fruits and vegetables.
Okay, but 3 courses. That might be a bit much for some people.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's no need to feel pressured to eat it all in one sitting.
Right.
You could easily split this up throughout the day.
Okay.
Maybe the salmon and salad for lunch, the casserole for dinner, and the yogurt as a snack or a lighter evening meal.
I love that flexibility. It's about adapting these principles to fit your own lifestyle. And speaking of preferences, the article really emphasizes that. Healthy eating doesn't have to be bland or boring.
Right.
And this world's healthiest meal definitely proves that point. What are some of your favorite ways to make healthy eating enjoyable?
For me, it's all about finding ways to add flavor and excitement to healthy dishes. Don't underestimate the power of spices and herbs.
Oh, yeah.
A little sprinkle of this or that can completely transform a simple meal.
Absolutely. And it doesn't have to be complicated. Sometimes just a squeeze of lemon or a handful of fresh herbs can make all the difference.
Yeah. And don't be afraid to explore different cuisines.
Ooh, that's a good one.
A lot of cultures have traditional dishes that are naturally healthy and bursting with flavor.
I feel like we get stuck in our own little culinary bubbles sometimes.
Yeah, for sure.
Thinking outside that can open up a whole world of possibilities.
It really can.
Have you discovered any hidden gems lately?
I've been really into Mediterranean and Middle Eastern food lately.
I love those too.
Lots of fresh vegetables, lean proteins, healthy fats, incredible spices.
It's a good reminder that healthy eating is about abundance, not deprivation.
Absolutely. Another tip I always recommend is focusing on what you can have rather than dwelling on what you shouldn't.
So instead of like, oh, I can't have pizza.
Exactly.
It's, hey, there's all these amazing fruits and vegetables I can enjoy.
Yeah.
It's a mindset shift. This world's healthiest meal has given me a lot to think about. It's a reminder that healthy eating doesn't have to be a chore.
Right.
It can be delicious, it can be satisfying, and even a little adventurous.
Absolutely. And most importantly, it can be a source of joy and nourishment rather than stress and guilt.
Well said. And this deep dive has actually inspired me to get a little more creative in the kitchen.
Good.
Before we wrap things up, I want to leave our listeners with one final thought to chew on.
Okay.
This world's healthiest meal concept got me thinking. Have you ever tried to create your own version of a super healthy meal?
I'm always experimenting in the kitchen. I love trying to pack as many nutrients as possible into my meals.
Yeah.
But I also want them to be flavorful and satisfying. For me, it's all about finding that balance.
Yeah, I'm with you there. That's a great note to end on. We have explored the science behind the world's healthiest meal, unpacked its key principles, and hopefully inspired you to think differently about what you put on your plate. But now we want to hear from you. What are your go-to strategies for making nutritious food taste amazing? Do you have a favorite recipe that's both healthy and delicious? Share your tips and tricks with us in the comments, or tag us on social media. Let's keep this conversation going. Until next time, happy and healthy eating.
Bon appetit.
I think one of the big things I'm taking away from this is healthy eating isn't about being perfect.
Yeah.
It's more about progress, you know?
Right.
Like exploration and finding what works for you.
I completely agree.
And sometimes that means challenging our ideas about what healthy food even is.
Yeah.
This meal definitely does that.
For sure.
I mean, who would have thought that dessert with live yogurt and walnuts could be part of a super healthy meal?
It's proof that you can indulge your taste buds.
Right.
While still nourishing your body.
And I think that's a really important message.
Yeah, it is.
You know, when we focus on what we can't have or what we should avoid, it's easy to get overwhelmed.
Yeah, for sure.
But when we approach healthy eating with that sense of curiosity and enjoyment, it becomes a lot more sustainable.
Okay.
It's about finding that sweet spot where delicious and nutritious meet.
Yeah, I love that.
Okay, so before we wrap up, this whole world's healthiest meal thing got me thinking. Have you ever tried to make your own version?
Oh, yeah. I'm always experimenting in the kitchen. I love trying to pack as many nutrients as possible into my meals.
Yeah.
But I also want them to be flavorful and satisfying.
Yeah.
It really is about finding that balance.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I think that's a great note to end on.
I agree.
We've gone deep on the science behind the world's healthiest meal, looked at the key principles behind it, and hopefully we've inspired you to think a little differently about what you eat. Now we want to hear from you. What are your tips for making healthy food taste great? Got any favorite recipes that are both healthy and delicious? Share your tips with us in the comments, tag us on social media. Let's keep this conversation going. Until next time, happy and healthy eating.
Cheers.